what I like to use is this handy dandy tool right here. So that means the polarity is correct. There you go, see that? And I'm gonna have a couple more distribution blocks here. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're gonna continue working on the OBS. We're gonna continue putting it back together. The next thing we're gonna work on is running the wires for all 4 speakers. There's 2 speakers on the dashboard and 2 on the bib pillar behind the seat. So we're gonna run those 4 wires, and also we're gonna be running the wires for the door speakers, because I'm gonna add speakers on the doors as well. After that, I'm gonna focus on the RCAs. We're gonna run all that. We're gonna run as many wires as I can before I install the carpet back in the truck. So let's go ahead and start working on that. All right guys, we're gonna go ahead and remove the driver's side speaker here. And the only way to get to that screw there, the one on the very corner, is I'm gonna use my handy dandy tool here. This thing works really well for tight areas. Not sure exactly what this is called, but it works really great. I'm gonna show you how it's done. Let me see. Okay, so what you do is just put it there, and this thing can bend into some weird angles. That's why I can get to that screw there. Okay, that's one, and then I'm gonna do the other one. I remember back in the day, 10 years ago, when I put these speakers in, I reused the OEM wiring. And this thing is stiff. It's old, it's about 30 years old. So yeah, I'm gonna be running new wires. And the speakers I'm running here, these are the Kickers C5. 4x6s, and these things, they have been amazing. These things are super loud, and there's no reason to get new ones because these ones work very well. So I'm gonna keep them here. I'm gonna reuse them again. Yeah, because there's no need to get new ones. All right guys, we're gonna take off the rear one. All right, 2 down and 2 more to go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the other 2 off, and then we're gonna start getting my wires ready for those speakers. I already cut all my speaker leads, and I used the expandable sleeve to protect them even more. If you can see that here, I use this stuff. I love this thing. All right, so I have all these leads here. These are gonna go to each of those speakers right there. I'm gonna solder them on. Okay, that's that. These are the leads for both, for front and back, right there. Okay, now I also cut and sleeved the other leads for the doors. These ones here are gonna be for the doors. I am using 3 individual wires, and that thing, and it's the same thing for both doors. I have that one over there too. That one is ready to go. This one is ready to go. Okay, now I'm gonna start attaching the leads to the speakers. I have my soldering station here ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Alright guys, as you were able to see on that time lapse, I soldered all my leads, and I added shrink sleeve to the terminals here. I'm being a little cautious here. I don't want any metal touching the leads here. And they are ready to go, other than wiping them down a little bit. They're a little dirty. I'm gonna get a rag and something to clean this with, and then I will be putting them, I'm gonna put them back on the truck. All right, so I'll be right back. The speakers are installed, all 4 of them, right there and right here. Okay, and what I like to do whenever I'm installing either new speakers, replacing old speakers, or anytime I am installing an audio equipment or audio system in the truck, what I like to use is this handy dandy tool right here. And I think everybody should have one of these things. This is a tone generator and speaker polarity tester, also an RCA cable tester. So this thing helps you find any broken wires, any shorts, any loose wires on the speakers, and I'm going to show you how this works. It's amazing. I always like to use it every time I install the speaker, just in case one of the wires or the leads are touching metal and it's shorting out. Before I go any further on the install, I like to get that out of the way. I like to know that all my wires and the speakers are installed the right way, and this is the way to use it. You can test, like I mentioned, you can test the RCAs and find out if they are broken, cut, damaged by plugging them in right here. It's got several ways to test wires and RCAs. What I'm going to use now are going to be these alligator clips. And what you do is you just put it on the positive with positive, and then negative with negative. That's all you do. And the next thing you do is just press on the on button to turn the machine on. And then after that, this one here is the front one. I'm going to show you. Let me see if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, so I'm going to show you what the speaker does first, the sound it makes first. It's a tone generator. So you can go from 13 hertz all the way to 10,000 hertz. That's like for a subwoofer or a mid-range. This is for a mid-range, and then this is for a tweeter. Okay, and that's how you know that the speaker is hooked up the wires are not cut, not broken by doing this, by running this test. Okay. Now, what I like to do also is I like to check the polarity. I want to know if it's on the right face. So by pressing this button here, right here, if the speaker is connected the right way, positive with positive and negative with negative, when I press this button, the speaker should pop up instead of down. So I'm going to show you right now. Let's see if you can see it. Okay. The speaker is popping up. So that means the polarity is correct. If you look at the alligator clips here, hold on, just give me 1 second. All right, right here. See, it's a little dark. Okay, right there. You can see red is with red and black is with black. And by doing that, by pressing this button, that's how you test it. Now, let's say I installed one of them wrong. I installed negative to positive and positive to negative. And I'm going to show you what this does. Okay, just give me 1 second. It's hard to do it with one hand. Okay, right here. Okay, now, can you see this now? I have it positive with negative and negative with positive. Now, if I did that by mistake when I was soldering the wire onto the speaker, when I press that button, the cone is going to move downwards like this. And that's not what you want, of course, because this is going to be out of phase. But I have it backwards here. This is a very, very helpful tool, and I think anybody who's messing with audio system or installing speakers or replacing blown speakers should have this in the toolbox. And it's cheap. It's like $20 or something like that, $20 or $25. I'm gonna put a link to that tool. That comes straight from Amazon. I'm gonna put a link in the description box below. If you guys are interested in picking one of those up, you can find that link there and you can get one. I love that thing because you cannot go wrong. Like for example, right now, I know for certain that I can continue moving forward because everything checks out. All the speakers are installed correctly. The wires are installed correctly. I'm not gonna have a problem later on the road. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys that handy dandy tool. Anyway, moving forward. All right, guys, so the next thing I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna get my voltage meter here, and I'm going to test for the ohm load. I'm gonna show you how to do that. You just get a voltage meter like this one here, and then you just switch it to the lowest setting under ohms right here. So mine is going to be 200 right there. Okay, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the speakers here. These kickers are 4 ohm loads, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. I'm going to go with the red on the red and the black on the black here. Okay, and my voltmeter is gonna show somewhere around 4 ohms, 3.5, 3.6. Some of them are gonna show exactly at 4 ohms. 3.5 is normal, so we know that this speaker is 3.5 ohms. The next one is going to be, this is the front, I'm gonna test the rear, this one here. Let me see. And then this one here is gonna be 3.8, 3.6. Okay, 3.5. Okay, all right. So we know that these are gonna be, these are 4 ohm load, okay? I am going to run them at 2 ohm load. So my final impedance at the amp, I want it to be 2 ohm load. And the way to do that, you wire these 2 speakers in parallel. By doing parallel wiring on these 2 speakers, that's gonna bring the load down to 2 ohm final impedance. For example, if I go positive and positive, I'm gonna go positive and positive, and then negative and negative. This is parallel wiring. This is to bring the impedance down. So you cut it in half. So the speakers are 4, and by doing this, it's gonna go down to 2. I'm gonna test it just to make sure, and then I'll show you. It should go down to 2. There you go, see that? It's 1.9, 2, that's 2 ohm load. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do for these 2, and then same thing for the other 2. Also, when I get to install the door speakers, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna install 2 more 5.5-inch speakers on the door here, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna run them. I'm gonna bring the impedance down to 2 ohms. All right. So the next thing, once I know everything checks out here, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to splice it here. That's why I left these piece exposed. Okay. I installed the expandable sleeving here on everything but this little section, because I am going to splice the front speaker to the rear right here. This way, I'm just gonna hide this back here at the corner. I'm gonna hide it at the corner right here somewhere, and I will only run 1 single lead to my amp. And my mid amp, it's gonna be under the seat on the driver's side. So I'm gonna do the same thing on both sides. I'm gonna go ahead and get my soldering iron ready. I'm gonna solder it right here. Get it all loomed up and taped. Finish this side. Then I'm gonna move on to the next side, and I will do the same thing. Once I'm done with that, we're gonna start running the new leads, these right here. We're gonna start installing these leads through the boot here between the cab and the door. We're gonna run it right there through that boot. I want these leads to go in there, so I'm gonna do that next. But first, let's get this together. All right, guys, I have an update. I already ran all these speaker leads through that boot, like I was saying, and they came out through that hole right here. This is the top one coming from the top speaker, from the dash speaker, that one right there. And then this one comes through that hole. And I routed them right here, right there. And that's where I did my splice right here. You can see that right there. I soldered them on. Then I continued to run them right against the wall there. They go all the way to there, and that's where they're gonna. This is where I want them, right there. I have all of them right here. And then the other ones from the other side, they come around like that, they go around that way. I did the same thing. I spliced it right there for that one, and then that one goes on the other side, and it runs the same way, and that's where I have them. Okay. All right, guys. So next thing, I'm gonna start running. I'm gonna start running my RCAs. I have a few RCAs that I need to run from the center console all the way to the back, and split them under the seat. So a few of them are going to go to on the passenger side, and the rest of them on the driver's side. So let's get the RCAs out of the bags or the boxes, and then we're going to start installing them. All right, guys, I have all the RCAs right here. I'm going to use all these RCAs, and I'm going to use 8-gauge wire for the center console to feed the distribution block. The first thing I'm going to do is find a way to get the remote wire from the radio all the way to the center console, and then from that point I need to run the remote lead to the back. One thing, remote. The second thing I need to do is I need to run this 3.5 millimeter cable. This is gonna be the signal that's gonna feed the analyzer on the center console. So I need to run these two, but I need to find a way to run them behind the AC ducts or the heater box here. I don't want to just put it right here through between the dash and the heater, because those wires are going to be exposed. So I think I found a way to reroute those wires behind that box. I'm gonna give it a try, see if I can snake it behind all that. So here we go. All right, guys, I think I ran all the primary wires. It's a mess. It took me a while to figure this out, but if I'm not mistaken, I'm only missing one pair of RCAs, and I'm gonna show you which one that is. All right, I'm gonna give you a quick rundown on how I installed the wiring here. So let's start with the console. All the wiring that's gonna feed the console here. All right, so from here, like I mentioned before, I'm gonna run 8-gauge power and ground for the console. This is gonna feed the distribution block, these two right here, and this is the remote from the console. I mean, from the DSP all the way to the back. This is gonna feed. This is gonna turn on the amps back here and the epicenter. Okay, I have these three right here. I also ran this one here. Hold on, let me see. This one here. This one here is for my bass amplifier. This is the remote harness or the wire for the bass amp. The next one here, it's for the epicenter right here. Okay, now these bunch here, this is gonna be my main lead. This is my main source from the radio. This is gonna feed, this is the input for the DSP. I have the remote coming from the radio, from the stereo down here. What else? I also have the 3.5 jack, millimeter jack. This is gonna feed the analyzer. So these three are coming from the top. This is running to the back. All right. Continuing down here, not sure if you can see this. I already ran my 6 channels here. I have my 6 channels from the DSP running it to. I have it right here, and then it goes down here all the way to there. Okay, and this is about the area where I need all those RCAs to come out from, because this is going to be where the highs and mids amps are going to be located at, right here. So that's why I have my RCAs there. This is for my epicenter. This one here, this one is, I'm gonna be running my bass straight from the radio, from the stereo. I'm not gonna be using the DSP for bass. So this one's coming from the radio all the way around this way, all the way around right here. It's all taped up and attached with zip ties, and then it goes way tucked up in there all the way around. Okay, so that's gonna be the subwoofer RCA, and that's gonna be connected to the epicenter. And the one set of RCAs I'm missing, it's gonna be the one from, this is the input to the epicenter. I'm missing the output. So that's gonna be, it's coming. I'm gonna be here. I already ordered that. It's gonna be here tomorrow morning. So that other RCA is gonna be the output from the epicenter all the way out to the amp. The bass amp is gonna be right here. So highs, mids, epicenter, bass amp. And this are the leads coming from there. I'm thinking about having the power and ground. I'm gonna run the power underneath the truck. I'm gonna attach that 0 gauge to the frame all the way to the batteries. Okay, so that's one hole. The other hole is gonna be ground straight to the frame. And then I'm gonna bring it up here, and right here I'm gonna have my distribution blocks, ground, power and ground. That's why I have these. These are 4 gauge. These 4 gauge are coming down like this. They go across the transmission tunnel to the other side here, and I'm gonna have a couple more distribution blocks here to feed the other amps over here. So there's a lot happening, guys. Also the remote, I already have it here, and then I ran the other wire to the other side. So there's a lot happening here, guys. There was a lot of wiring. This is the most important wires. All these wires are gonna be under the carpet, of course. So you're not gonna see. I'm not gonna see any of these wires. The rest of the wiring is gonna be once I install the carpet, and then I start fabricating the amp racks. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do my amp racks. I have limited space down here. I don't have a lot of room to work with, but I will figure something out. Once I install the carpet, everything's gonna start taking shape. All right, so that was just a rundown on all the wiring. What else? Yeah, I just wanted to cover that part of the process. What I'm gonna do next is I'm going to take this off right here. I'm gonna take this off right here, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna paint it. I'm gonna take it off and clean it, wash it, scrub it. I don't think I want to paint it, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm taking the dash bezel off, and I think I haven't taken anything off like this part off, so I think it's got screws there, and I think I can take that off to wash it or clean it, and that's what we're gonna focus on next. All right guys, so this is gonna be the end of video number 2 of this build. If I haven't mentioned this before, I'm gonna add the links to all the tools and materials I've used so far, and if you guys want to pick any of those items up, they're gonna be in the description box below. I purchased everything from Amazon, so if you need any of those items, they're gonna be right there. The next video, we're gonna start tearing the dash apart, and on top of that, we're gonna start painting all the body panels. We're gonna clean the carpet, and yeah, so we're gonna continue working on this. All I can say is thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you for subscribing and liking the video. I will see you guys on the next one. All right, stay tuned. Peace.